Welcome to Sports Sushi. Your chefs for tonight are Sports Plug Russ, serving up the spiciest sports takes of the week. Sterling Furrow, rolling the X's and O's into an analytical maki platter. And finally, the moderator who always keeps the sake flowing, DJ Slow Boogie. Now grab those chopsticks and get ready, because your order of fresh and raw sports.
What's good, everybody? You already know what time it is. Wednesday. You already know what that means.
Pump day! And it's Sports Sushi. Fried chicken. No.
What fried chicken?
I like Mexican food.
Oh,
You know, remember Pat Mahomes' wife? She was like, what's my favorite cheat day meal? Fried chicken. And he was like, no. I like Mexican food. Racist bitch. No, I'm joking. Oh, man. I thought we went over this. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, Miss Mahomes.
What's good, everybody? All right. So, as you can see, you got the usual suspects here, plus Chris, man. You know, shout out our guy, Chris, stepping from behind the mic and in front of the camera.
For a few minutes.
Yes,
Still
sir.
Sterling gets here.
You know, Sterling going to come in whenever he come in. But before we get started, let's go ahead and give a rundown of the show and what we got coming up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, look. But before I even get into the rundown, I forgot. Chris told me I got to go ahead and do some plugs. So, Sports Sushi website is up. I got my article up back in the days, just a little throwback, a little introduction, into, how I became who I became and my interests and shit like that. But check it out. It's going to be a part 2 next week. Actually, when I was writing this shit, I unlocked a bunch of childhood memories and shit. I was like, damn. So the shit was really just supposed to be like about my viewpoints and and things I like, but it really became like just.
But you should instead of being written, we should like make Boogie sit by a fire and just film him, and he goes, gather around y'all, and then let him just speak it out. We should do it in video format. That would be live.
But Netflix has about 20 different versions of the Yule log, so all you need is a big TV behind you. You do a little digital fireside.
So you know what? You might fuck around and that shit's funny as hell.
We need Uncle Boogie by the fire.
So, please be in tune next week. I have the continuation of that. I know Russ is going to have Madden gameplay review, and I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, I'm at Madden gameplay review. I'm going to go a little bit into that. You know what I'm saying? How the gameplay, from a gameplay review perspective, from a casual player that just likes to play the game, whether it's fun or not.
You're not a casual player.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I know you're not.
Hey, get up,
a casual man player.
Get up in CPG, which is a segue. You'll find out how casual you are. So, shout out to CPG.
I like it so far. I mean, I've only got about an hour in.
I do too.
Yeah, like the superstar mode, I was hearing good things about.
Yeah. No, it's the gameplay so far is good until they break it. Real quick before we continue, CPG League's coming soon. You already know, DM me about that. You got the Sports Sushi Fantasy Football League is coming. We only have about 4 slots available. I believe I'm going to talk to Chris. We're going to talk to Boogie. We're going to see how we're going to fill the other slots. If you are a avid viewer, listener, watcher, if you like the sushi, pause, because I think there's a pause somewhere in there. If you like the sushi, then you do have a spot. All you got to do is claim it. That is a shout out to our guys Rodney, our guys Shotgun, our guys Chris, our guys Florida Dale, our guys Ghost. You know what I'm saying? The guys Thomas, Young 28. You know what I'm saying? You guys that watch Joe out there rooting for the Pittsburgh Steelers like a dumbass, but we love you anyways. Y'all out there, those of y'all that want to play, I think we're looking at what we say, Chris, looking at about a $50 entry fee, 25, 50.
You know the numbers.
I think 50's a good year one number.
This is a serious, thing at this fantasy football. And yes, if we do not fill one spot, I will detonate the bomb and I will call Chase Dollars. But y'all don't want them problems. Y'all do not want them problems. All right, yes, and lastly, my bad. And lastly, hey, football season's coming up. We're doing it. And lastly, I'm doing my own daily fantasy league. It's not filled yet. Literally, it's only 2 guys, me and my boy Chris, that are making it. It'll be big 30s, big ass fantasy, daily fantasy, and we're gonna do this. It's gonna be entry fee. No,
Get those folks to sign up through the Sports Sushi promo code.
Yes,
Use sushi.
So whatever daily fantasy that they're on, if they sign up for betstamp.app/sushi, through there they get promo codes for Betstamp, and we get promo codes for them. Like they can sign up for any of the daily fantasies, any of the books on there.
Do that, what he said, and also fucking DM me and find me, and we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna have to get ourselves a Sports Sushi's Cash App or something so these people can send us the bread. We can send it out. As you guys do know, don't hit me with none of that janky shit. You know about the March Madness. We do pay out. So you know what I'm saying? Ain't no bullshit. And in a week from now, there will be actually a double elimination tournament, Madden tournament that will be crossplay. You might see Chris, you might see Boogie, you might see your mama, you might see your uncle, you might see anybody you know.
You're going to have to get towards the finals. You want to see me, though, unless you're going to be one of my victims.
Oh, shit. But it will be a $25 entry fee. The maximum prize will be, depends on how many people enter.
All right.
Do the math, people. We'll be second place and a third place. And, of course, the winners and placers will get some sports plug merch, some sports sushi merch. We're going to work on that, guys. And all around, you know, saying we might even get you a trophy out there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's Madden season. It's football season. It is time for foul.
All right. Fantasy football season is already upon us. So, please be in tune for a Sports Sushi Fantasy Football League. It's going to be hosted through Betstamp. It's going to be through Betstamp, right?
Daily fantasy, and all of that. You get promo codes and money back discount promos and that if you sign up for the daily fantasy sites through Betstamp.
All right.
I will talk to you guys about how to set up a daily fantasy through them, and we're gonna get it going. But it will happen, and you know what I'm saying. Everybody's invited, but I only have 12 spots because it's weird to go above 12 in fantasy football.
We might have to write an article on the Sports Sushi website about Betstamp and how to sign up with Betstamp and then get with the books.
Yeah, we do. Now we do.
Yeah.
We need to write that up. Remember, guys, we've said it before. We'll say it again. Use the code sushi at Betstamp. Get your lines right. And I ain't talking about cocaine, but you can still get high off that money you make from them good lines.
All right. So quick rundown of the show that we got for you today. Like always, we got This Day in Sports, followed by we're going to go ahead and take a little trip up into the NBA, Philadelphia. Get your fat suits ready because we're going
Philly trash as hell.
Talk about James Harden.
I'm so happy about this.
And these 76ers and who's right and who's in the wrong and things like that. Also, we're going to go ahead and have our usual Betstamp segment. I think, we got a couple of dubs that from last week. Then we're bringing back Sterling's Power Rankings, one of my favorite segments. Hopefully my team can crack it at some point this season. Please.
Hey, speaking of motherfucking man.
Hey, speaking of
he popped this bitch like candy, man. He's Sterling.
But yeah, I'm in the middle of the rundown. I just told him, I said, Sterling.
Yes. I'm sorry. I got to say this. I'm so glad that Sterling, you popped in. I'm sorry, Boogie. I'm so sorry. But I got to say, Sterling, I'm so happy you popped in before we got to this James Harden segment. Because me and you are about to have a fucking blast. My God.
I got some questions for this shit.
Let's get it popping.
Okay, so then we got preseason week one takeaways from the NFL, new faces in the AFC. If you haven't heard, Zeke and Cook are in the AFC East, and what does that mean for the division? Then we have our either or, my personal favorite. Then we have the segment to close us out and take us home. Well, it was pretty much a continuation of last week. Does the most important position deserve to get paid, or the most popular position deserves to get the bag? So we're going to dive into that in a little bit. But first, you already know it's the weekend rundown. Weekend recap. Now, I'm going to say this real quick and real brief. We are getting closer to celebrity deathmatch in real life. So Elon Musk and,
yes,
and Zuck have made it official. They're going to fight in the Coliseum in Italy. So look.
Yes. I hope someone gouges someone else's eye. I mean, this is so good because I really don't care what happens to either of them. You have so much money, they'll be able to fix it. So, you know what I'm saying? You know? I'm trying to see some Django. Switch his eye. I'm trying to see the armbar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I need to see like some sort of permanent damage done to both of them. Like
someone got to break something.
Yeah,
break something. Yeah,
and not no pinky.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it needs to be brutal. I want to see tons of blood.
Yes.
It's like taking out all your frustration about life on these two guys that have done the American dream and enterprise, right? And it's like, I need to see y'all fuck each other up
Team
so
Tom,
bad.
I hope Tom comes in that bitch like the Undertaker as a third person, like,
like
what was that shit called? The 3-way one, nigga. He come in that bitch and just hey, you think they'll let us come in there and throw like weapons in the cage,
bro?
That would be live.
They should.
That's horrible. We shouldn't even start that because they're gonna find some poor people that they'll let us do that to, and we'll probably still do it. We care more about people. We care more about dogs than we care about humans.
For sure. Dogs are better than
humans. We don't want to see dogs fight, but y'all need to slap each other on TV.
So
y'all can fight in the phone booth. Boogie, thank God. Thank you for sending me those. Keep sending me those. Them fights in the phone booth are lit. Fuck all this other shit. These niggas fighting in the phone booth is lit, bro. Them niggas, they be like this. Ding ding! You can't even rear back to get your jab right, except you can like angle yourself and get one of these off. And when the first person that does that, whole Z time.
Yeah. Okay. When you sleep, you just crumble into the corner.
Yeah, but you don't really fall back because it's a phone booth, so you just.
Oh yeah.
Don't play boxing, kids. Don't play boxing and fighting, kids. That shit is not a game. You will get your
I need a cameo by Donald Trump. I need Donald Trump to come on that shit.
Boy.
Right?
Boy. All right, so I know everybody hates Donald, but what if Donald knocked a nigga out?
That's what I'm saying.
You wouldn't hear the end of it. That nigga would be like, and not only did I get the presidency, but I knocked the motherfucker out in the booth.
You saw what I did to Elon.
You saw it. They're lying. I have these hands.
I am the best in the world.
No one has a better punch than me.
He called my skin and hair orange. I made his face red.
The best
Melania, tie up my shoes, bitch.
Big T, shout out to my big bees.
Right,
oh man,
Little Wayne told me to come.
I know it's not. Oh man!
Shout out to Little Weezy.
Oh man!
Oh my God, dog! But look, man, you gotta go ahead. Look, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna keep you guys posted because hey, we are very invested in this event here. So
buffoonery and fuckery. Just know we about that dumb shit.
Yeah, we about
we about that dumb shit.
For real.
Hey, if you don't have the capacity for some ignorant ass nigga shit, then hey, don't come down this road, nigga.
For real.
Don't turn left on green, nigga. Do not turn right, because you turn right, nigga, we here.
It's like one of the favorite parts of the week because like your week is filled with like all kinds of serious stuff and business. And,
I call it bullshit.
You know, it's bullshit, right? And I come on here act a fucking fool, and I love it.
Yeah, bro.
I have a very serious. Like, here's how I view things: the 8 hours that you work, I'm a completely different motherfucker when I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? That's the time for you to be serious. Once you clock out, stop that shit. Enjoy your life. Come get this life, more life. What they say on that Jay? I'm talking. Yeah, so we coming here, man. We gonna be that way.
All right, man. So
laugh, nigga. It's okay.
Let's kick it off real quick and let's get into this day in sports. Russ, what you got for us, dog?
Oh yes, you already know. On this day in sports in the year 2008, Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt sets the new world record of 9.69 and to win his coveted 100-meter gold medal in the Beijing 2008 Olympics. Y'all know that's the baddest man on 2 feet until we find another one better. But that's about it. I don't know if y'all got anything else to add, but that happened on this day in sports.
All right, so let's go ahead and kick it off to the next segment. So we're going to the NBA. I know my boys are ready for this.
That was the sound of the bus about to hit this nigga. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, so James Harden took to a camp in China a couple of days ago.
Can we? I'm sorry. We got China. We got to call him Q. I'm not calling him Jimmy, James, Q.
Q.
Quitter, nigga. What you mean?
My God.
I got the first one. I know it was just a 15. It was just a jab 15-footer, but it connected. That's 2 points. Come on, let's go ahead. Go ahead, Boogie. My bad.
Right, so James Harden went in front of a camera and a crowd in his at a Adidas camp in China, and basically said that Daryl Morey is a liar, and I would never play for his organization.
Not basically. That's a quote.
Yeah, no, that's the exact quote.
That is exactly what he said.
Yeah. So when I first heard it, I ain't gonna lie to you, I thought, how he was approaching, I thought he was like Daryl Morey is a bitch. And I thought that was going to follow. And I was like, because the buildup was kind of the same. But my question is this. Okay, so the whole context behind this fallout is he didn't get his trade request, which stemmed from a promise that he got from Daryl Morey about a max contract after he took less money.
No, sorry. So I forgot my camera was on.
Yeah, after he took less money. So my question to y'all is this: who's in the right and who's in the wrong here?
Can I say something? Charlie, you can go further. I'm just going to say, before I give my answer, I want people to understand. There's that famous phrase that two things can be right at once. Mm-hmm. Two things can also be wrong at once. Okay. So, Sterling, if you'd like to go first, you can, because I want to hear what you've had to say, because I know y'all niggas, I'm just going to pop some jokes and say some shit serious. Y'all don't pay attention. I'm anyways.
It's one of them situations where, you look at it and it's like, James Harden's being a little bitch. I mean, he is, man. This nigga's being a bitch. Look, listen. Daryl Morey has gave this nigga a meal ticket his entire fucking career.
Yes, he has.
I mean, let's be honest. Like you look at NBA stars, legends like Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, people who have gone to the ultimate sacrifice of putting their bodies on the line, and then you see this motherfucker James Harden at goddamn shotguns in Houston fucking around. You see what I'm saying? Like, this nigga, he doesn't care. Like, he does in the playoffs. What does he do in the playoffs? This nigga does nothing in the playoffs. He'll give you a 30-point game in a series, but outside of that, the nigga does nothing. And he's always complaining and bitching about something. Like, man, fuck you, nigga. Like, listen, this is why white folks don't be wanting to play black folks. They don't be wanting to play us. So this whole shit about James Harden taking less money, okay, and he got in shape. Nigga, it's because you ain't never been in NBA shape, bro. It takes you 30 games throughout the season to get in playing shape. Like, he doesn't take it seriously. So if I'm Daryl Morey, why am I putting my neck out for a nigga that doesn't even care? So you can go talk to the Chinese all you want. Talk to the motherfucking Chinese over there, because they probably don't understand what the fuck you saying anyway. So you can call me out my name all motherfucking day.
They was gonna clap me either way. That nigga Sterling said he could have went out there and said baba laba do baba dap damn do, and them niggas would have been like, Jay Harden.
Exactly. They just want you to come play in Jinping and score 50 points a game. Dwight Howard, like, get the fuck out of here, man. Nigga, stand on your shit and say that shit like 8 years ago if you were so mad about Daryl Morey. So I'm done with Harden.
Seeing that you said that about China, a homeboy hit me up and said, hear me out. A nigga might need to go to Abu Dhabi. Hey, them Saudi Arabians or whatever.
They won't pay him.
Please.
You don't work?
The nigga said you don't work.
You go food cup. No pay.
Yo, look, man.
Bring me Benny Jennings and give it the readers. Nigga said,
I give Mbappe 7 virgins. You get none.
Now, this is the point that I wanted to bring up. Okay, so Christian Ross said that Daryl Morey had beef with China, and then I wanted to ask you guys, do you think that was a little bit of added motivation that Harden said this in front of the China crowd?
Can I say really it might have been, but fuck Q. I mean, fuck QH. Yeah, I'm calling him Q. The nigga's a quitter. Nigga, and on top of that, bro, no. Okay, so I'll rail in on him first, and then I'll go, because both sides are wrong, because both of them is ass cheeks need to stop acting like they like they're kings of the NBA. So
for real,
like James Harden, nigga, it's documented, bro. You don't do anything, and for you to call Daryl Morey a liar, nigga, you a liar. Where are my playoff wins? Where are my series wins? Where are my titles? Can I get an Eastern Conference one? Please, you lied to Daryl Morey. You lied to Joel Embiid. You lied to Lil Maxey. You lied to Doc Rivers. You did lie to Doc Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Shit, if you played for Boston, you lied to Deuce. But James Harden, you untrustworthy motherfucking nigga. Hey, bro, I've never seen a dude that takes his money, gets paid, and then be like, nah, I'm good, I'm out. He's a walking SpongeBob meme. Like, and then he has the audacity to look at everybody else like, why are you mad at me? And then you're like, nigga, nigga.
I swear to God.
And then Daryl Morey, you have been from Houston, and you have gone to the 76ers, which, by the way, all this is fucking lovely because Philly, you know how I feel about you. Yeah, you know how I feel about you. So if there's any city that this should fucking happen to, it's Philadelphia. It's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. Y'all niggas burn. I hope this shit burn like a good STD, nigga. But Daryl Morey, you ain't done shit. I don't even think he's been to a conference finals. Wait, yes, he's been to a conference finals and they lost because James Harden missed the most shots, the most shots of anybody that could ever miss the shots. He let a 45-year-old nigga block his shot when it was game time. For as far as I'm concerned, both you niggas some guys, losers that pay the bills. Because I know they're going to come out and say, well, we got money. Yeah, y'all some losers that can pay the bills. What's worse than a loser? A loser that can pay the bills. Why? Because you can never tell them nothing because you don't think you're wrong. And that's what we're dealing with two loser-ass motherfuckers that just pay the bills, man. I have nothing else. I don't know. I think this is fucking comedy. And if any team reaches their hands out and says, James Harden, we want you, my God. Why? It's Seriously. Like trying to marry Kim at this point. Nigga, what you doing? You know the pitfalls. Ooh, that's good. He gonna put on a fat suit. Yep. He gonna prance around. He gonna dance his ass to Kawhi and them. Because guess what? That's a team that just got money. They don't even give a fuck if you want to lose. PG-13.
Well, look at it.
You can have it. Kawhi, you ain't even got to play, nigga. Kawhi ain't got to play, nigga.
He trying to go to a vacation team. Because them niggas low balance and don't fucking care.
Yeah,
there's no expectations. And he's in LA. He's in LA, so he gonna party.
Exactly. He party. He gonna live it up. That's one thing James Harden gonna do. He got the MVP for life. I'll tell you that. That nigga lives it the fuck up, nigga.
I can't with Harden, man. It's at a point. It's beyond ridiculous. Like when I saw this, I'm like, I couldn't wait to get on here and speak my mind about James Harden because we tired of him. We tired of him.
Weakest shit. This is the weakest shit ever. You want to talk about team jumping? Nigga, you ain't Bron. Stay your ass where you at. Like, stop it. You keep jumping around like he keep jumping around like it's somebody else. Nigga, it's you.
Right. You the problem.
Q, it's you. James, Jimmy, whatever you call him. Hey, it's you.
It'd be one thing.
The problem.
And then Steph Curry came out. Oh, go ahead.
And then Joel Embiid. Didn't your mama and daddy or anybody that raised you ever teach you about following the right and wrong crowd? That is not a nigga you attach yourself to. Like, James Harden is not the nigga that you attach yourself. And I fucks with Kyrie 100%, but I love Kyrie. Kyrie from a distance. I'm gonna take shots at the owner, but shit, I'm chilling in Dallas, living it up. Lucas Kinney from afar. Notice,
man.
KD, don't be fucking with Harden on the court. Kyrie, don't be fucking with Harden on the court. I bet you secretly Russell Westbrook was like, we don't need that nigga. like we don't need a nigga. Like no.
God.
And they said there ain't no strip clubs in Portland. So damn, sorry, buddy, that one's not happening. You ain't getting to Philly that way. You don't want to go to Philly. Look what happens in Philly.
Oh yeah,
everything burns down in Philly.
Yeah, and it's like you got Joel Embiid looking like one of them dark skinned niggas on the air up there. Jimmy Dolan, Shake and Bake, face ass dude. Like, listen, man. Like these dudes, it's clear to me. Like, you look at the Nuggets, and I'm not trying to be that guy, but like, man, there are superstars out there. Like to win a championship, that shit is hard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't be out here puffing your chest out, acting like you the best thing ever. Like what I was saying was like if Steph Curry came out and was like, "Yo, I got a problem. Steve Kerr is the problem right now." Like. You believe it because it's Steph and he don't say shit. If LeBron comes out and says, I got a problem, the NBA is going to take notice, right? But James Harden's like the boy who cried wolf, nigga. Nobody cares. You got paid. You fat and happy. You doing your thing. Shut up.
That's the thing about it with me is like, nigga, they still pay you. Like what? Like I was like, what? Like what is it? Like now you got to choose where you want to live. First it was, I want to play for a winner. Now it's first it was I want to get my own team, which he got traded, got his own team. Then it's I need to play for a winner. I need the players I want. Daryl Morey, go get me Dwight Howard. Got him, lost a 3-1 lead. Daryl Morey, go get me who was next in line? Chris Paul. Got him, lost. Daryl Morey, go get me this. And I believe they got another, ask a Houston Rockets fan. Whatever Harden wants. They, sorry, excuse me. This shit make me sick because I'm allergic to bullshit.
Let it all out, brother.
This man had it set up in Houston where they didn't show film of him doing bad plays. Nigga, yeah, boy.
The fuck you just said?
They used to not be able to show film of him making bad plays. The nigga's mental is cotton candy, bro. You drip some water on it, that shit, it's gone, nigga. That's why he fading the playoffs like he do. He look like Dak when he throw interceptions.
But hey, he gonna buy Joel Embiid a Rolex, and he gonna hang out with little baby all day.
Hey, you know what? And that is cool. You work this hard so that off the court you can live the life that no one else can live, and that's cool. But on this court,
we can move on. We can move on.
We can move on. On this 94 feet, y'all, because it's been a long time coming. Because a lot of Jimmy Q Harden fans was yelling at us. Not him; he was truthful. But a lot of Jimmy Harden fans yelled, screamed. There was some people out there saying he was good as Steph Curry.
Nah.
How could you be good? That nigga's a cowardly lion. When that nigga needed heart.
Now, offensively, he's dope. He's dope offensively.
The 10 man. Yeah, he's the 10 man. He ain't got no heart. As my homie Chris used to say, we be in the wreck. He said, "Shoot it, fire your pistol. Shoot it if you got big nuts." James Harden would do like this. Pass that home, fuck you,
man.
Like, nah, hey, WEEEEAK, nigga, weak, nigga, weak.
For real.
Hey, this is the weakest move by a superstar I have ever seen in the history of the motherfucking NBA. Repetitive moves. Go out and put that fat suit on, boy, and get your ass on where you want to go. Because we know you're gonna get shipped where you want to go. But that's not gonna change the fact that even though you're one of the most talented players that we have ever seen in the history of the NBA,
for sure,
you got that kitty cat in your drawers when it comes time to punch.
Wow.
And we done.
All right. Look. All right,
factual statement, Sherrod. He said he's the C-Web of our time. I said, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Because when it came time to punch the clock and put that work in, C-Web said, I got to go home for the day. I didn't see what. Hey, when it came down, C-Web, we need you right now. Shaq on the court.
I see him. He right there. I love C-Web. He was a Michigan guy.
So he that nigga that when you remember when you was kids and used to go play football from neighborhood to neighborhood, and y'all know like everybody had a certain neighborhood. You was like, hey, we're gonna play the niggas today. Like niggas hitting out there. And the nigga, oh, my mom called me. Hard to know. My mom called. I gotta go do chores. You ready to go do chores and go play football in the streets? Yeah. Oh, where are we going? Oh yeah. No, my mom called me. I'm going. We can play Madden later.
Yeah.
See you later, guys.
Man.
Oh, says the nigga called the timeout. Oh, you talking about C-Web?
Boy, I cried.
Man. Cried. We need to go back at some of the worst decisions ever made. That might be.
We'll have to do that sometime. I'll just have to say, C-Web birthed J.R. Smith. That's all I got to say. That is J.R. Smith. That's C-Web's son. Because them niggas be doing some stupid shit on the court, bro.
But J.R. got that ring. J.R. said, but I got that ring.
Sure.
In the following year, I did the dumbest thing ever to LeBron James. But we'll talk about that another
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
That's enough. That's enough killing James Harden. I guess with all, you're still a good basketball player. Just
for sure, he's a great basketball player.
Yeah.
But he has the talent.
That's my Will Ferrell with all due respect. Because we just ran over and backed up, ran over that nigga again, called the goons. They came and kicked him while he was on the ground. Someone spit on him. Might have been me. And so like, hey, if you mad about it, shit, pick another player. If you're not James Harden and mad about it, that nigga ain't buying you presents.
He has the ability to be an all-time great. It's frustrating for us as fans to see him underachieve because he just can't beat his own demons, I guess. Like he cannot stay out of the club.
Man,
he cannot take his nutrition seriously. I don't know. I'm going to say it's a demon just to give him benefit of the doubt on that.
No, you know what it is? You know what it is?
Lack of discipline. That's really what it is.
It's none of that. It's none of that. He's got the biggest thing that holds every single athlete back that gets held back. He's afraid to fail. For real fail. Right. He's afraid to really fail. Like James Harden is afraid to give it all he got 120% and come up short.
That may be true.
Afraid. That's exactly what it is. All this that he continuously does, that's exactly. That's exact. He's afraid. All the shit he's done and how cold he is, he's afraid that if I do get in tip-top shape, if I do give it everything I fucking have, if I give it all, if I go and have a 7-game series, what if I end up like Joel Embiid and a nigga hits a shot, dink, dink, dunk, and I lose? It'll crush him. And he doesn't realize that shit. You got to go for it regardless because we're gonna respect you if you lose in that manner.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But that's his issue, in my opinion.
Go ahead, Boogie.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this before we gotta move to the next wishman. So he's basically a combination of the lion and the Tin Man because he has no heart and he has no courage. That's basically what I got from this wishman.
He's stuck in Oz.
All right, so
he's stuck in Oz.
Let's go ahead and move on to our bet stat segment. So Chris, go ahead and fire up that beautiful bean footage, or come in. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
There it is.
Man, like we were all won money. Did we go 3-0? We went 3-0?
Yes, gentlemen. You guys went 3-0 in our first actual week of football, and it's still preseason. So let's.
Did I pick Houston? Did I pick Houston?
The picks were New Orleans, Buffalo, and Houston.
So I believe Buffalo was Sterling. Shout out. I believe New Orleans was Boogie. Shout out. And I believe what I tell y'all, H-Town, and y'all won 20-9. Fuck with me on these football picks. This is only preseason. This is only the beginning. All right, my bad. Go ahead. Let's get it, best step.
So you guys went 3-0 this week. Overall, trying to just force picks to get us to the football season. You guys went 26-15. So that's a pretty good off season, I'd say. I'm expecting that to go that ratio to go up much higher now that we've got football
that shit's about to
make.
go up.
So who wants to go first this week?
Bring up the games, and I'm down for it. Let me see if I got it.
Go ahead, Russ. You can go first.
I will, but it never loads up for me. That's the only reason I don't go first because it never loads up to me on my computer like I want it to.
All right. Thursday's Cleveland, Philly.
What do we
Friday is the Giants, Carolina, and Atlanta, Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
And then the meat of the games are Saturday.
Let's go. Go back to Friday. We are gonna go with the Giants -3.
All right.
Oh no! My bad. No. Give me the over.
You want the
39?
over?
No, Giants -3. No, the Giants -3. The Giants -3.
Giants -3.
Giants, my bad. No. Giants -3. I like over under, but Giants -3. They're gonna hit that
because the Panthers look like dog water.
Dog water. Yeah, I'm about to say dog water. Just doo doo, watery boo boo dookie.
So it looks like every single book is the exact same. A couple at 3.5. But
I'm good with the Giants at 3. I'm good with the Giants at -3. I want to make sure that they see I'm reaching out. Shout out to the real Baby King. Move back to Dallas. If you know, you know.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna take the Chiefs because they're playing the Cardinals and the Cardinals are bad.
Oh yeah,
them niggas bad.
Man, they bad. And Kyler, you can't be up there.
Best spread on the board is -7.
Give me that.
Man
them niggas trash.
Man said they are boo boo. Dumpster juice is what we call them.
Hey, but you know what a really safe bet is? Picking the Ravens on the money line in preseason.
Excuse me.
They done won 26 straight, man, in preseason.
Oh wow.
They out here trying to win preseason.
Right.
Yeah, they be winning that preseason Super Bowl, dog.
Boogie, who are you looking at?
All right, so I'm gonna go with the Jaguars and the Lions. You know what, man? I'm gonna go. What they say, the Jacksonville is a favorite.
Jacksonville's -3.
Give me
get
Detroit
for +3.5.
Give me Detroit.
I'm feeling
I like that, Boogie.
Give me Detroit. Give me Detroit.
He's back in the blue.
So this is a good example of where bet stamp pays off here because most of the big books all have Detroit at 3, which a field goal is a tie or a loss in that situation.
Right.
But the one book that's got it at 3.5 gives you a win if it's a 3-point game.
Mm-hmm.
So bet stamp's great for point shopping. I'm going to put the little thing on screen. Betstamp.app. Sign up there. The thing that I think we're not communicating as well. Is all of these books are connected to your actual book. So, like whatever your sports accounts are, you connect them into bet stamps, and it checks them all in point shops and correlates all the information in there. Plus, it gives you deep dive analytics and research on trends, betting records of the teams, history, all of that type of stuff within there. And as many betting sites that you're signed up with, you can bring into the stream, or you can see all the ones that are out there and then click through there and sign up through BetStamp. And doing so, you get all sorts of discounts and promo codes on your first deposits with any of these sports books, and also the daily fantasy sites. So betstamp.app/sushi for all your gambling needs. And now Russ is going to tell you not to be a degenerate.
You know, and Chris, I am going to tell him. I'm also going to tell him, yeah, guys, use this. All jokes aside, when I say get your lines right, this is what Chris just said is what I'm talking about. So if you need...
fucking ghost dog.
Ghost dog. No, we all love her. If you need help betting, or if you're just getting started betting, or you want to know what the fuck this shit is about, or you want to hone in, this is how you do it. BetStamp, code Sushi from your guys at Sports Sushi. Remember, if you have a gambling problem, please don't ignore it. Get that handle. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-GAMBLER. Guys, what's the number?
1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. So I want you to call that if you have any type of problem. See, Chris, someone out there is gonna.
No, that's just stuck in my head.
But it be that as it may, do not fuck up your life trying to gamble. Gambling is something to be fun. If you do not have disposable income, do not do it. Again, that is 1-800-GAMBLER. We wish you the best. Flex.
All right, gentlemen. I'm gonna set you guys up for a transition into NFL football with a topic that's not on our agenda here, but I am curious to your thoughts. So I'm gonna ask the question and then duck out.
All right.
Oh, look at you shooting and running.
Yeah.
This could be a grenade. This could be a grenade, but I'm gonna pull it and throw it out there. Yeah. What do you guys think of the Michael O'Hare situation?
Oh, yes. Yeah, hey, yo, y'all know what I think. Them white people try to hold that man. I'm sorry, Chris, I love you, but damn it, they did. Y'all don't know what it is. Yeah, y'all know in sports, we used to grow up back in the day. It was Michael O'Hare was there. He can't make it to practice. We're gonna find a way to get him there.
Here and defend the white folks.
No.
They gave that man an opportunity. He wouldn't have made any of that money without it.
Chris, I fully believe that you would not try to make a young man sign a contract that says you're gonna make all the money off his name if you're gonna get him to do that. But if you would, hey man, that's bad business.
Maybe I don't know all the details, but here's what I've seen from what I've read into it. That they did this conservatorship because it was the only way that he would be eligible to play for the school, therefore getting the opportunity that brought him to the NFL. And as far as any money that was made with the movie, the family split it up amongst everybody, including Michael O'Hare, equally. And when the conservatorship was signed and done in court, they brought his mom in, explained to her everything, and had her sign off on the whole thing. So it looks to me like he blew through his NFL money, and now he's just doing a shameless cash grab.
I think that's where that they're painting.
Yeah, and that's where I think it's bullshit. First of all, I think you got to consider, first of all, in the movie, they made the nigga look dumb. Yeah. Like he looked like a slave baby coming in and they can't read. Hold on, Chris. Hold on. Because you know,
that's what they did.
Hold on. I don't care. They signed off on this shit. They made him look like a fucking dumbass. Okay. Second of all,
he had to sign off on it himself. He was already in the NFL at that time, so he had representation.
But again, he is a young black kid. First of all, he had no business signing conservatorship at all. He had no business doing that.
He would have never played without it. That's a system.
Yeah, he would have. Another school.
Come on.
Hold on. Let me tell you how this works. First of all, another school, you want to take a 6'7" nigga, slave nigga looking nigga, he gonna play somewhere. He gonna play somewhere.
Yeah. He ain't gonna break.
Listen. He could have played at the University of Memphis, where they don't care about academics.
Anywhere he played at the University of Tennessee to make it to the NFL, they were gonna have to dance.
He was going to make it to the NFL regardless.
Hold on, let me finish this. Because you asked a question. Hold on. You asked a question. Let me finish it. So he was gonna play wherever, right? The problem is that the Tuohys were they're Ole Miss alumni, and they wanted him to play there. That's
they were
and
boosters.
the boosters, they all wanted him to play there. So they were going to do whatever they could. Like you're talking to a kid, regardless if some of the stuff was fabricated about his upbringing, he still was homeless. That part is true. He still was from a broken home. So the kid is out there for survival. So anytime, I think in a lot of situations like that, a kid like that is so impressionable. They don't know, hey, this is what you should do. And I speak because I was that kid. Because look, I came up from broken home, house to house to house. And I remember I was in Christian school, man. And they told me there was a school that recruited me to play ball in high school. And they said, one of my friends was like, yo, hey, man. And someone's like, yo, why don't you come live with us? We're going to get you a car. You can live with us, man. My mom and dad, they're real cool and, whatever. And then the school that I got saved in, they were like, nah, you can't do that because, we got you here. And I felt bad. And it kept me from reaching my fullest potential to an extent. Yeah. So you look at situations like that.
What is it? I mean, that's I feel like that's a completely different situation.
It's not because here's the deal.
What is it that you guys think they did that took advantage of him rather than giving him an opportunity he wouldn't have otherwise had?
Chris, what makes us think that he wouldn't have the opportunity?
If let's just be honest.
Who else was giving it to him at that point? And wouldn't have had to play the same games to do so.
Let me just pop in and drop this little nugget real quick. So Michael Orr said himself that before he even moved in with them, he was already an All-American. So,
thank you. Now here's what I'll say. I'll say this real quick. One, and this is just real world type, real people type shit. Look, why would they take him in? Because he was a fucking check. Like you said, he was 6'7". Hold on.
I'm not that naive.
No. I'm saying he's a check. They're gonna take him in regardless. So like the whole
they're also boosters, and it was good for the program.
And like so listen to what Sterling said though. So you see a guy who's homeless, who needs a spot to stay, who's got all this talent, he's gonna go. Now I'll ask you this though. Even if he did blow through all of his fucking money, if he blew through every fucking cent, if he were to call that family and say, I'm on my ass and out of money, why the fuck would they say no?
They probably wouldn't have. And I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that is bullshit.
You guys did see that he texted them and blackmailed them for money before he came out with the story, right?
Yeah, and that's fine. But again, like they took advantage of him.
I wish somebody listen. As a white dude with privilege, I wish to God somebody took advantage of me, put me up in a fucking mansion, wanted for nothing for the 4 years that I played college, and did everything I needed to not worry about, so I could focus on making it to the NFL.
Chris, Chris,
I do.
Let me say this.
I do.
No, you don't, because you don't know about the intricacies of the other shit. Like what was it like them nights when he was homeless? What it was like when them nights. Everybody thinks
those
about
are better
the shit.
Nights in the mansion.
Listen. Everybody thinks about the after. Like I always say this to the young cats that I speak to when I'm at my Rexon or whatever, and they ask me questions and we talk. I say everybody thinks about life like a movie, like the fucking fade to black, and then everything is 5 years later, or everything is 4 years later. He had to live in that struggle to get to that point. So no, nobody wants to be homeless with a shitty no parents. And this ability and not knowing what to do with it. So the fact that these people gave him a home, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Chris, and this is something you can agree or disagree with. No matter who, it could have been that family, it could have been another family. Someone's gonna find a place for this dude to live and play football. Exactly. Someone was. I know.
Exactly. So what is it? So what is it that you guys think they took?
Because they are taking advantage of the fact that this is a kid that is not their blood. And Sterling, you can go in harder than me. This is a kid that is not theirs. Someone that they profited off of. Now that they have tried to use. It's not like, hey, Michael Orr, everything is yours and whatever.
Dude, you are
He finna live in their house if he wasn't All-American.
Leaps and bounds of assumptions that have no factual
these aren't assumptions. So they just picking up a 5'9" kid.
The family and the kids in that family literally saw him as a brother. Did you even know that the son of the family moved to Baltimore to live with him while he was with the Ravens and be close because they were like brothers? Like come on, man. You're just saying shit because it's a narrative that you want it to be.
No, it doesn't fit in there. I'm asking you a question. If he's 5'9" and doing hard and they still saw him down the street, they picking him up?
No, of course
they picking him up.
That has nothing to do with anything.
He is a meal ticket, bro. He is
Dude.
look.
So you
I
think
had a
living
homie. Wait.
You think they were grifting on his NFL checks? Well, I mean, come on. What do you think they took from him? That was 20 years ago.
Like what they took from him. Their family has everything. They owe him everything.
They didn't need anything except for him to play ball for the program.
I'll wait till y'all are done.
Except for him to play ball.
I'll wait till y'all are done, and I'll tell you.
Except for him to play ball.
So here's the deal. So during Michael Orr's recruitment phase, okay, this was in 04, 05, okay. Ole Miss obviously is who he signed with. Memphis was the next school that they had interest in. North Carolina State was the third, and Tennessee was the fourth. Okay, this dude was 40. He was ranked number 48 nationally. He was a 4-star athlete, number 2 in the state, and number 7 overall offensive tackle. The point I want to make here is this: I think there was a lot of good intention with the Tuohys at first, right? But it's crazy what money does to people. And I'm not making Michael Orr. I'm not putting Michael Orr. Hold on, let me finish. I'm not saying he's right? I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm not saying he's innocent. But what I'm saying is it's never enough money. That's why we're poor. Hold on. No, let me finish. That's why a lot of the American public is poor. Interest rates are going up through the roof, and the American government is taking all our fucking money because it's never a fucking enough. And you can sit there and say that. So anyway, let me finish. I go back to they took his innocence. They took his innocence in terms of making a really solid decision because listen, when you're in captivity, and yes, I will call the jungle. It's a sort of bondage. It's a sort of captivity. There's a lot of You asked a question. I'm telling you. I said Michael Orr is not absolved, but at that age, they took his innocence to make a solid decision. Because you have situations like Jimmy Butler in the league, other star athletes in the league.
Did they take? They gave him a home and a
Chris, this is not how you grew up, buddy. This is African American bondage, and you can sit there and look all crazy if you want to, but this shit is real. This shit is real. Hold on, let me finish. Goddamn, let me finish. He was never taught how to balance a fucking checkbook. He never knew when his fucking next meal was going to come.
You don't know anything about what they taught him or didn't teach him.
Before he got there, listen to him talk.
Before
he got to the Tuohys,
was better than
when the Tuohys take him, he's supposed to know how to balance his fucking checkbook. He's supposed to know how to make all these solid decisions as a fucking kid.
What the fuck point are you even making right here? This is nonsense. You're on one side you're trying to say he was.
You don't want to get it because you want to believe in narrative, Chris. You don't want to believe it.
I'm literally trying to understand what is the issue here. But you keep listen. This is what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is it was so much worse before he met the Tuohys, but yet at the same time it was much worse because he was now being taken advantage of once he was.
No. He still has a right to make a sound decision.
What right did he have taken away from him?
According to you, that his fame and fortune came because of the Tuohys took him off the side of the road. That's what you're saying.
Not at all. I'm saying they put him in a privileged position to focus on going that route. They gave him the opportunity. He didn't even have to sleep in a dorm. He lived in a mansion and had a family right there with him.
Chris, you're confusing.
He's not suing that he was taking it. Listen, you guys don't even understand the case. He's not. Hold on. No. Let me just say this one point. He's not suing because he was taken advantage of. He's suing because he claims he was misled, that he's a legal member of the family. He has no beef with how he was treated or anything that was taken from him or any of these things. He says he was lied to and told he was a legal member of the family, and he's not actually a legal member of the family. That is the biggest bunch of bullshit ever. If he had a problem with how money was handled,
you just validated everything I just said. You just validated it. You just validated it. If he's saying that he wasn't a legal member of the family, I know a lot of business transactions that go down in terms of like what we're seeing, where why would you do a conservatorship? Why wouldn't you just adopt the motherfucker?
Because he was over 18, and in the state of Alabama or Mississippi, whatever it was, you can't.
You know what he could have done? 18. That's what he could have done. He could have got his last name to Tuohy if it was like really that motherfucking big deal.
Bro,
am I wrong?
He's suing.
Are you telling me that's not an option?
He's suing over feelings, bro. That's what he's suing over.
Okay, so Michael
Chris.
Orr, well, he's a piece of shit because he's, and he was never taken advantage of.
If he was suing because he was taken advantage of, you might have a case here, but you're projecting that onto him. He's not. He's suing because his feelings are hurt.
But Chris,
let me ask you this. Member of the family.
Chris, let me ask you this. Let's say in another world, you're this dope ass, whatever. Yes, read conservative, do what Shotgun's telling everybody to do. Yeah. But Chris, let me ask you this. Let's say that you are Michael Orr. You're not black, you're whatever. It doesn't fucking matter the color. Let's just say that you go through all this and a family has used you. Can we agree that the family used him as a stepping stool? No. How not?
Because they gave him a fucking house and a family to live in.
Do you know who this family is if Michael Orr doesn't go live with them? Does the movie Blind Side get made?
We were already worth hundreds of millions of dollars. They could have made a movie about whatever the fuck they wanted to.
You gotta agree with that.
You guys want this so badly to be a racial thing. I just see it as
Chris. Why can't any
joke everywhere?
Here's a question.
Here's
a question.
But no,
because I really try to look at these social issues as like I'm a black. Hold on. Let me say this real quick. I don't make everything about race. I come from the South. That's where I grew up. So if you haven't lived in the South, it's hard to really understand what it's like day to day. It really is until you've been there.
Really,
and race is such a
complain about their day to day.
Let me go
Michael
ahead.
O'Hore.
I'm sure Candace Owens, fucking Barack Obama probably didn't.
Michael O'Hore isn't complaining about how he was treated.
But we're not saying that he is. We're deep down he is, Chris.
You're trying to make all of these social issues and all these dynamics.
I don't do that. You can't say all because I'm not. I don't do that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is just about
you guys are projecting a bunch of different things into it. They're not part of the case that he's filed.
I think that this is all about the proceeds from the film.
Yes.
He didn't get in.
I think Chris, they have a clause in there. The reason why he's mad, and you made your point, but the reason why he's mad is because they're using the statement that you made as a way to keep him getting some proceeds from that film.
No, that's all it is.
Hold on.
Chris. No.
We're not talking about film.
No, Chris.
You guys now.
But Chris, stop. Hold up, wait, stop. Because no matter what, Chris, stop, wait. No matter what you know about the film industry, that's not what's at hand here. What's at hand here is he's mad. Listen, you're not. Listen.
Always, Chris. Listen. Never.
Because you're not. Yeah. Because you're not listening to the point. You're making your point, but you're not listening to the point.
Hold on.
The point is
everybody, calm the fuck down.
Pontificating.
All right, let Chris go and then Russ go.
Sterling, you should have started barking too.
No.
Listen,
all right, Chris.
I don't need to.
The father is already on record stating that the money they got amounted to a few $100,000 that was divided up by the 4 family members and Michael O'Hore. They all got equal shares on a number of payments that came from it. That's one. That's easy to prove and demonstrate. So if he was going after royalties from the movie, the lawsuit should
have you seen the breakdown of that money? No. Have you seen it?
As I stated, it's easy to prove one way or the other. So if the claim is invalid, then it's an easy thing to go after and expose that they got more than I got. So that's there. But until somebody's proven that that's what the books say, the public statement is everybody got an equal share. Number one. Number two, to think that they got some big haul on that movie and not some royalty chunk off of it, and most of that money went to the fucking studios and Sandra Bullock, you guys are out of your damn minds. That's their royalties were probably a fraction of what the actual movie made and the entire studio got, and then they divided it up 5 ways. The guy ran through his NFL money and looked for the next.
I'm going to jump here and I'm going to say this. Now, the father of the family said that each family member got $14,000 from the movie. Now, I don't know if that,
So he mentioned that there was a couple payments. So I think there was more than one 14. More than one.
No. He said it was a flat. What I heard, what was reported was that it was a flat 14 per family member. So then they were like, they got $30 million off off of the movie and stuff like that. And then there's a sports agent that's talking about your name, image, and likeness, and she's like, what if he didn't get paid off this?
Here's the underlying thing with the movie. If Michael O'Hare got fucked in the movie on any of the proceeds, on any of the money and all of that, that's on his representation and his agents, because he was already in the NFL when that movie was put into development and got released. His name as a star in the NFL was part of what sold that movie. So the people that fucked him on any contracts and agreements for the money and the profits of the movie would have been his own representation and management that handled those deals. Or
sure, in the NFL. And then here's where you draw the line.
Chris,
here's where you draw the line.
I just want to ask Chris. I'm going to let you go because I just have this to say, Chris, because I want Sterling to get his shit off. Chris, one, why do you think they felt comfortable fucking him over, even if it was management or the other two a family? Why do you think they felt comfortable fucking him over? Because he's black, and then and he's an athlete that they can take advantage of.
Hold on,
and that.
No. The people in these businesses, both sports management and Hollywood, don't give a fuck what color you are. They give a fuck what they can take from you. All of it. And if and if your profile makes it easier to take something from you, all the more they're going to take it from you.
I will. What was his profile built off of?
And we can wrap this up. I'll make a couple last points.
Yeah.
One, I see where you're coming from, Chris. But if you look in the music industry, they do prey on African American males because they don't understand business like some others do. Okay, when you look at Michael Owen's situation,
I would argue they're actually preying on the demographic of the audience,
which is black. Okay, come on. Some things are.
Yeah,
some
it's
things
black. Chris is black.
Some things.
Yes, but they're preying on all demographics, and you're using the demographic to prey on the demographic. That's the point.
My point is this: sometimes there is race implications.
Still racist.
I'm not saying the Tuohys are racist. Here's where I draw the line. If the Tuohys at any point in this time, when he was going to Ole Miss, encouraged him, propelled him to go to Ole Miss, rather than him making his own decision because he was a impressionable kid, I think that's probably where we need to have a conversation. Michael Orr, as an adult, blowing his money, that's on him. And if he wants to come out now and come up and not fabricate, like I said, there's truth in the middle. So maybe everything he's saying probably isn't true. But I would also say that he was influenced in some ways where he was kind of taken advantage of a little bit. That's the point I'm making.
Going after them for that.
That's the point I'm making, which is a mistreatment. Now, they probably always in agreement
argument for that than there is. I was told I was a real family member.
Yeah, and that's heartbreaking.
But that's the same.
That's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking to an individual. But Chris, I'm not saying
did you treat me like a real family member? If so, that piece of paper doesn't mean shit.
But just like, hold up, and I got a joke to end the show with. But just like that is a strategic move, just like not knowing or knowing what the fuck is in the contracts and shit. That too is a strategic move, bro. So like you can't use both and be like, well, one's okay, and then the other's like he's using a strategic move right now, just like they used a strategic move on him.
I don't think they used it as a strategic move. I just think it was all good and fun until, like I said,
facts.
Tuohy's got all this money. If they got all this money, it shouldn't matter what the little stupid ass Blindside movie produced, right? Like if they got all this money, the problem is on one side it's never enough, and then you got a kid who probably didn't do his homework, who probably didn't, really dig into his situation, kind of figure things out, and he got taken advantage of a little bit, but he was profited with so much and an opportunity, but he was already making that, right? So at the same time, they're both at fault. That's my point. And sometimes I'm not saying the Tuohys are racist, but you could look at countless amount of situations when it comes to sports and money where people are taken advantage of. And mostly, they're African-American people.
Mississippi.
That's all I'm saying.
Like Chris,
all right,
you're different. They're white people from Mississippi. They're more than likely, 85%, they're probably racist. Like my family comes from Mississippi. They're probably racist, Chris. I'm going to tell you, they're probably racist. Probably don't give a fuck about nobody.
All right. They're sports racist. As long as you can do something.
No. If you're in Mississippi.
Hold on. Let him finish. Chris, go ahead.
No, they're sports racist. As long as you can do something for them on the field, they're going to treat you like gold. As soon as you can't do something for them, then you just become another asshole.
Yeah. Yep.
And they probably use a different word.
Yeah.
But so if I get Sterling to sign a conservatorship and I put him in a mansion, give him 3 cars to drive, and then Sports Sushi blows up into $1 billion podcast, do I not win? That would be a good comparison. if they were taking a part of his NFL money. They didn't take any money from him that he was making in the NFL. That's not part of his complaint that they took any money from him. And even the movie part isn't part of his complaint against the family.
But you know what they should have done? They should have said, Michael, because of what you've gone through, and we've helped you on this journey, and we love you as our own. Just take whatever the blind side makes, you just take it. That's what they should have done.
Just take it.
They should have never split that
Yes.
money up. That's what they should have
Yes,
done.
that's the main
Because
thing,
like
Chris.
if I was dealing with you three and I had 250
Please
million,
remember, he was already in the NFL at that time.
It
making
doesn't
But it
matter.
doesn't matter.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't matter.
Okay, we're
It
about to
doesn't
close this
matter.
We're talking about the family
All right.
spending 14
Hey.
grand each when everybody involved was making
Boogie
millions
says,
of
"Hey,
dollars.
Hey,
Boogie
look,
says,
wrap that shit
let's
up.
go.
Wrap that
You
shit
gotta
up,
wrap
B.
it up.
Wrap
Wrap
that
it
shit
up,
up,
D.
B.
So I'm gonna end the
Appreciate
show
it.
like
Let's
this. You
go.
better follow all of us. You better follow y'all Southern niggas disgust me. But fuck you too, Ghost, because you from where I'm not gonna say fuck where you from because I ain't trying to have niggas come after me.
All
But
right,
shit,
look.
I'm gonna end the show like this.
We're
Follow
not
all
ending
of
the
us
show.
at
What are you
DJ
talking
Slow
about?
Boogie.
We're not ending the show. We got 30
I
minutes.
thought you said we have 5 minutes
No,
left.
we ending the segment. We going to the next shit. We got
let's just
more
do it.
show to do.
Oh
Speed through it.
shit,
We're gonna speed through it.
my bad.
We got the Sterling Power 10 rankings.
I was ready to get that dad joke off like a motherfucker.
Yo, look. All right. Look, let's get into this fucking.
Hey,
Look, all right. So that was a good. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good one, Chris.
it was. It really,
I was really debating on really putting that in there, and I was like, I said, man, I don't know if we're gonna have enough time, but god damn it, we made it. So good kudos to Chris for dropping that segment in here. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the NFL Power Rankings. Sterling Power Rankings has made its return, the first one of this sports year. So what do we got here, Sterling?
Oh
Still
yeah,
thinking?
man. So first of all, I'm pumped to do the power rankings again. I can't wait to do the film reviews when the season starts. So we're gonna be doing that. But for now, we're gonna start up with these power rankings. So at the number 10 spot, I got the Miami Dolphins coming in at number 10. I probably will have them a little higher, but we have an injury to Jalen Ramsey. They're saying that he's gonna come back in December. I have questions about their offensive line, and if the offensive line is not playing well, I think Tua might not make it through the entire season. At number 9, I got the LA Chargers. Now, the LA Chargers are always one of the teams that have one of the best rosters in the league. They've been kind of quiet this offseason, which is good. You know, I do think they'd be higher if they had a better coach. I think Staley he's trash. So you know, they're at number 9. I would like to see how Khalil Mack comes into form. What can Quentin Johnson do? They picked him up in the first round of the NFL draft. I felt like they should have gotten Zay Flowers. But anyway, so the Chargers at number 9. At the number 8 spot, we got the Baltimore Ravens coming in to play here. The Ravens, listen, man, they always have a strong roster. They're well coached. Lamar Jackson actually coming back is going to help them. We're not talking about how good Mark Andrews is enough. I think he's one of the best tight ends in the league. He's top 2, top 3 if you really want to break it down. Also, Zay Flowers has been killing folks. Okay, he's not, and Odell Beckham Jr. is kind of washed. All right, let's be honest there. But Zay Flowers is killing folks. So if you haven't taken him in your fantasy teams, you need to find a way to get him because he is going to be legit. At number 7, I have the New York Jets here. They're going to have one of the top 3 defenses in the league. With the signing of Dalvin Cook, I don't think he really moves them in terms of a wins perspective, but I do think he solidifies the room. He's still nursing a shoulder injury along with Breece Hall, who is coming back from an ACL, although he was cleared this week. The biggest problem with the Jets is the offensive line. They have 3. They only have probably 1 position on offensive line solidified. The rest 4 are pretty much they're up in air. So you got Elijah Vera Tucker, who's coming off an injury, who was their best lineman last year. Mekhi Becton, he has not lived up to his 2020 draft status. So I have the Jets here at number 7. And number 6, now some of y'all will say the Bengals, this is too low. I don't say that because, not because I hate the Bengals because I'm being a hater, but I do think that Joe Burrow not being available during training camp due to a calf injury, I think that's huge. And you also have to remind yourselves that they are replenishing their entire secondary in the back end. There are 2 safeties, Von Bell and Jesse Bates are now gone. So you got Mike Hilton. You're throwing in a first round pick from 2 years ago. the kid from Michigan, Daxon Hill. And so they have questions in the secondary. I still think they have no O-line depth. I think that's still a real problem with the Bengals here. At number 5, you got the Cowboys. I think this is probably going to be one of the top 5 defenses in the league. They got 2 shutdown corners. I really like them drafting Mozzie Smith. The problem here is, they have a rock star roster, but what can Dak Prescott do to take this team to the next level? I think a lot of it, if they want to make it to the NFC Championship game or get past the divisional round, I think it all starts with Dak Prescott. So I think that's why they're here at number 5. At number 4, I got my Bills, the Buffalo Bills here at number 4. I think they had a quietly good offseason. I think, a lot of pundits and analysts are putting them on a tick down, but I think what they've added to the offensive line, Osiris Torrance, I'm not saying he's going to be a star, but I think he's going to be a plug-and-play guard. And then the emergence of Dalton Kincaid and Josh Allen and a real running game with James Cook, I think that's going to be really good here. Let's see how they do in the regular season against some of these top teams and top defenses. Sean McDermott is supposed to be an aggressive defensive play caller. We're going to see real quick what that looks like. At number 3, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. I have them here just because I love their roster. But I think we put a lot of we're giving Jalen Hurts his flowers. I need to see him do it again. He only had 21 touchdown passes. For as much as people are talking about how he's one of these great passers, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, in the top 3 above guys like Josh Allen and Herbert. I got to see more from a passing perspective, because I think teams now have the book on you. And so how are they going to rise to the occasion? And they're playing in kind of a weak NFC. At number 2, you got San Francisco 49ers. I think Javon Hargrave on the defense line is going to be a huge addition, along with Brock Purdy coming back from injury. The problem with the 49ers is, they get to the playoffs and it's like, injuries take place or something happens. Can Nick Bosa be healthy for an entire season, or when it really matters the most in the playoffs? George Kittle is another one there, but I love their safety in Hufanga. They got some really, really, really nice pieces. They're solid linebacker with Fred Warner, one of the best linebackers in the league. And that number 1 spot, I got the Kansas City Chiefs here. And I'm not saying that they have the best roster in the league, but they do have some holes. So if you look at the on that defense, you look at the defensive line, like outside of Chris Jones, who do they have as a viable pass rusher? I think they have a hole at left tackle because another guy from the University of Oklahoma went into the Bengals. I think that leaves a hole with the Chiefs there. I forgot who they got in to replace him, but he wasn't as good. What I want to see with the Chiefs is how can Patrick Mahomes navigate a list of receivers that really haven't done anything in the league. I know they kind of, got through it last year, but again, they kind of fell into the number 1 seed and made their way to the playoffs and Mahomes heroics, etc. But he's still nursing that ankle injury. I don't know if you guys have heard that. So right now, because they're the champs, I have to give them the number 1 seed with the best player in the league on their roster. Travis Kelce is still a baller, and I don't foresee him losing a step anytime soon. So right now, they are the best team in the league, and that is the power rankings for preseason week 2.
Bang.
That shit was fucking awesome, cuz. Go Cowboys. I think he was hating. No, we should be number 4 and y'all should be number 5.
You got the hat on.
I got the
We'll see. We'll see.
You got the hat on top of the head.
I really do try to go in that and be like, not be a homer. I try to not be a homer.
No. It's
hey man, I think this is the year that Saints break into the Sterling top 10 power rankings. All right, so for the first time, Saints don't fucking disappoint me. So look, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about our takeaways from preseason 1. Who looked good? Let's talk about our respective teams, so that way we kind of keep it in the scope.
I'm gonna say I'll be real quick because Cowboys week 1. I don't know if y'all know this about me, but preseason is not necessarily something where I evaluate the teams. I evaluate individual talent. Mm-hmm. Shout out. I like what I see. I'll give you more as we go on. But Deuce Vaughn right now is my focus. I like what I see with Deuce Vaughn. I'm fucking with it.
And I'm not saying this because of height, but it might be because of the height. But he reminds me of like a fucking Darren Sproles.
Well, I mean, he went to Kansas State, so that's not.
That's not far fetched at all.
He is. And there's a reason why Kansas State recruited him.
Yeah,
small, shifty, fast.
If Boogie, guess what? Same motherfucker. Mm-hmm. He's not as stocky down low and
Yeah,
Darren
and Darren
Sproles
Sproles.
was, which
Yeah.
may change with some time.
Yeah,
But
some
as far as
offseason.
I'm sorry for the people out there, Cowboys, you're not really in depth with it. Number 49, Stevenson, tight end. We might have got one. Mozzie Smith might be the next Ndamukong Suh. Shout out to Sterling for that one, because he might be the next Ndamukong Suh. So you were the one that said he's nasty. He showed that. Want to see a little bit more from Jalen Tolbert, but as far as everything else is concerned, not really too much worried about. The Cowboys have to show me what they got after Thanksgiving.
I'm just going to say this right now. Derek Carr looked real good. It was refreshing to see a quarterback that had some rhythm and kind of go through his reads very smooth, very fast. The offense really moved the ball, and it was refreshing to see. But that ain't what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is Sterling, brother. I remember we did the draft, not this past draft, but the last one, and nigga, you was right. He said the best pick on the fucking draft is Alontae Taylor. And at the time, I was confused because we had a lot of cornerbacks. And I was like, well, who the fuck is going to be? It's fucking Alontae Taylor, all right? him and Marshawn Lattimore, a.k.a. the fucking Ghetto Twins. That is all I got.
Super Gremlins.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I will say to that, shout out Sterling again. Y'all need to listen to us about that motherfucking draft. Because on top of that, Sterling got his shout out. Hey, I'm the type of nigga to say, hooray for me. I told y'all about Pickens. I've been talking about Pickens. And what are they finally talking about? Pickens may be more talented than Justin Jefferson. Pickens is a fucking dog. Pay attention to us with the draft because we're about these futures. What else we got, Boogie? Because I think it's time.
No, Sterling got to say his
Yeah, so let me say something about Alontae Taylor real quick. He's from what I remember, he's like 6'1", University of Tennessee, with ball skills, lanky. He could play man and he could play zone corner. I do like his physicality at the catch point in terms of pass breakups and stuff like that. So I always thought that Alontae Taylor would be a good pro. So it's really nice to see him coming to his own. I did get to watch the Saints game and Derek Carr. I think if we're honest, like in the NFC South, I mean the Saints could win the division real easily because there's nothing else there. You just need solid quarterback play. So you should be happy. I almost put them in the top 10, but I couldn't justify putting them in over the Dolphins. Right?
But I will say this.
They got to show a little more.
I will say this, Sterling, before you give your Bills take. Hey, Boogie, I'm on your ass the whole season. Baker. Tampa Baker. Yeah, you don't look like it right now. But go ahead. What's the Bills, man?
as far as the Bills go, I really like what I saw out of O'Cyrus Torrence. I mean, he played 17 snaps and was solid each snap. I mean, one of the knocks on him coming out of college was his pass protection, his pass pro, but he was violent with his hands. He had displacement in the run game in terms of moving people out of the way. Another guy that I really liked for the Bills was I really like how they use 12 personnel. And this is not a person, but this is just a formation that they actually were dedicated to that. Boogie Basham played well. And Andy Isabella, for a guy who was a castaway from the Arizona Cardinals, I think the Bills are really talking about making him a mainstay in the wide receiver room. So we'll see. But if you need a hot take this week, if you're a Bills fan, O'Cyrus Torrence will win the starting job starting this Saturday against the Steelers. Watch and see.
All right. So before we go over to the next segment, I just want to ask there's
I was getting it all. Shit.
There's two new additions in the AFC East, and one is Zeke with the Pats, and the other is Dalvin Cook with the Jets. So my question is this, and I know we Sterling kind of touched on it within the countdown, how this might affect the division. I don't think it really impacts the Pats that much. I still have them finishing fourth in the division. But about Dalvin Cook, why do you think teams stayed away from him as long as they did and were more hesitant to kind of sign?
Yeah, so the problem with Dalvin Cook, he's a 6-year veteran, okay? So he's coming into his, I think, 7th year now. He's 27 years old. He's got a lot of wear and tear in terms of, like, how much he's run the ball, his production in college, the pros. I think if you look at an all-time list of active running backs, I think he comes in at number 5 in terms of total carries. So, the Vikings really made him a focal point of the offense, and they've run him to the ground. If you look at his yards per carry and expected yards per rush, he was near the bottom of the league, ranked number 32 in the league. That's not going to cut it. And then you look at the fact of what his contract demands were, right? So he was wanting the bag, and he went to a situation where, like, they don't need Dalvin to produce every single week. Like, they just need him to supplement the run game while Breece Hall gets healthy.
Mhm.
So he's a veteran presence. He's a guy that can pick up on an offense. He can pass protect, from the running back position, and he can catch the ball in the backfield. So I understand the move for the Jets, but people aren't really spending money unless your name is Christian McCaffrey, right? Who's, in my opinion, is the best back in the league. Derrick Henry, to an extent, I think we talk about his downfall, but he's still producing at a high level. But if you're not those guys really, or Nick Chubb, it's really hard to demand such a great contract. So you're looking at a player. He's a good player. He used to be elite. So you're kind of paying for the name. He's on the decline, but I still think he's a solid player. So that's why we saw what we saw. And he's coming back from he had shoulder surgery too. So he's really not available. So they signed him, and he's not even playing right now. So we don't even know when he's actually going to suit up for the Jets. They're probably going to nurse him until week 1, or you probably see him in the third preseason game for maybe a series or two, or they might just throw him out week 1 against Buffalo. So that's kind of why the market was kind of dried up for Dalvin Cook.
All right. You got anything you want to add to that, Russ?
No, just they ain't trying to pay running backs right now. So that's that. And from the Dallas fans, we miss you, Zeke, bro. Like, it's kind of weird seeing him leave for real. But and for the fantasy players out there, you might want to watch out picking the Ramondre Stevenson, because them there's red zone carries going down.
Yes.
For sure.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into the segment. Next segment, mine's your favorite. It is the either or.
Yes, sir. Either
Shout out,
or.
baby.
Oh, you already know.
Let's get it.
Top 5. Oh, by the way, top 5 WWE intros of all time. We're gonna jump it off. Oh, you didn't know?
Well, your ass
better ask
somebody.
So today, either or, I got 2 of the greatest defensive line players to ever touch a motherfucking football. Neither of them won an NFL championship, but both of them are the 2 best. We got Julius Peppers or J.J. Watt. Ooh, let's get it going, because I know my Houston fans are going to be like, oh. I'm going to let y'all go first. Like I always do, I'm going to let y'all go first. I'm going to say it like this. You do not have a team already prepared. You do not have a coach. You have nothing. You are a GM. You got to pick a player, and you got to hope that player carries you where you need to go. Who do you want? 1, 2, 3, go.
Peppers.
Ooh. All right, who going first?
I said it. Peppers.
He said it. He didn't even waste
You
time.
want Peppers?
Didn't even hesitate.
Yeah.
Didn't even hesitate.
Okay. I'm going to go J.J. Watt.
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Well, I went Julius Peppers. And yes, it's biased. Okay? It's biased. All right. It's very biased. When I see this nigga on ESPN, I said, oh, this nigga hoop and play football in college. Let me go ahead and pay attention to this dude here. So, so when I started playing football, man, I got a big ass stack of ESPN magazines, and like from somewhere, I don't know where, but I just had a big stack of them. And one of the articles was about Julius Peppers. So up until the Texans had their first first ever NFL draft, it was out of David Carr and Julius Peppers. Mm-hmm. I was in Julius Peppers' camp. I wanted JP to line up for the Texans. They went Carr, Carolina went JP, and you know how that went.
Yeah.
I know JJ is a fucking beast on the D line, growing up in Houston, living in Houston.
Monster.
You just know. Anywhere on the line, you can even sometimes have him on the outside where he's standing up, where he doesn't have his hand in the dirt. But the same thing can be said for Julius Peppers.
Mm-hmm.
But I just personally, I love the fact how Julius Peppers came off the edge. And as a Saints fan, you always had to watch for this motherfucker.
You got to watch a lot of Julius.
Yeah,
and you got to watch a lot of JJ.
You got to watch a lot of JJ too.
You got to watch both.
I mean, the either or is so neck and neck. So that's why I love it. I love this.
There's another thing about this either before I let Sterling go. The reason why I chose these 2 guys, because these 2 guys are the ones that proved no matter how good you are on defense, you need a fucking quarterback.
That is true.
Go ahead, Sterling. Yeah, go ahead. Both Rex Grossman and whoever the fuck was playing for the Texans.
Listen, I'm a big fan of Julius Peppers. I think he's probably one of the best athletes to ever play on the defensive side of the ball. But when you look at like pure dominance from a position, man, it's hard to pass on JJ Watt, man. This dude was an absolute man child for years, right? Like, and there was a time where you look at who he had on his defense. They really didn't have nothing but JJ Watt, right? Julius Peppers kind of always had guys that supplemented him. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't take away from necessarily from individual greatness. They're both great in their own right. But if one's making it to the Hall of Fame, one's not, right? And the one that's making it, I think, is JJ Watt.
Well, JJ's definitely going to Hall of Fame, but you don't think JP gonna make it?
Yeah, I thought both of them going in, but
yeah, I think they both make it.
You think they both make it in?
I think. Well, JJ.
I'll make my point in a second, but I think they're both going in.
I think they both go though. I do think they both go. But
you think they both?
No, as soon as JJ's available, he's going. He's the first ballot.
We're talking about. There's literally only 3 guys. If I got it right, there's probably only 3 guys that were better than them. We're talking Warren Sapp, Reggie White, and Aaron Donald. Like after that, I don't think you can find 2 other defensive linemen that are better than J.J. Watt and Julius Peppers. And if I'm wrong and there's some old school cat, forgive me, but
didn't Curse when his run it wasn't.
Javon Curse is not better than either of these guys.
Well, I thought he had a pretty good run.
He had a great run, but he's not better than these guys. He's great.
Statistically,
Bruce Smith.
JJ Watt.
Bruce, I forgot.
Julius Peppers beats him statistically, right?
But that's only. Oh well, can I say this? Because I was going to say longevity plays a part in that. JJ, by the way, is my pick. By the way, because I believe that there's only like 3 dudes better at playing defensive line than JJ Watt. Like I only think Reggie White. I just said him. Reggie White, Aaron Donald, and Warren Sapp. Those are only 3 guys in the history of the NFL I would take over JJ Watt. Like JJ Watt, along with he played in less amount of time than Julius Peppers. He got 3 AP Defensive Player of the Years, 6 All-Pros. They both have 6 All-Pros, 5 Pro Bowls to Julius Peppers, 9 Pro Bowls. JJ Watt, to me, and one of my friends from Houston tells me this story all the time, and we watch the game, but when he breaks it down, he's like, we watched JJ Watt go on a playoff game, score a touchdown, get the most sacks, force fumbles. I believe he got an interception.
Yep.
He did literally everything you could do
to win the game
with lesser talent, and he still lost. We continuously saw JJ Watt. JJ Watt was like Aaron Donald before Aaron Donald got Matt Stafford. If JJ Watt would have ever got his Matt Stafford, he probably would have won a bowl. But he could never get his Matt Stafford. But he did. I'm talking about outside, inside. It didn't matter. JJ Watt was literally, for a time being, he was the best defensive line player we've ever seen for his time playing. He was. Until Aaron Donald came about and made his presence felt, and we was like, whoa, damn. This motherfucker right here. It was JJ Watt or bust. And Julius Peppers, I believe, is great. The longevity is awesome. But if you ask me to pick, give me JJ Watt 100 times out of 100. Because even Julius, he moved around, and I feel sorry for both of them not having quarterbacks. But JJ it's just something about that motherfucker right there, bro. It's something about it. Just like if you were to tell me we playing against Julius Peppers and JJ Watt, I don't believe Strahan is better than either of these guys. And the reason why is because, like, he was a game disruptor. But y'all forget, like, the teams that he won on, LT wasn't an end.
He's an outside backer.
He's an outside linebacker. But, like, if you remember the teams that Strahan was on, that NASCAR front line was crazy.
Yeah. No.
If you OCU Manura, Tuck, Justin Tuck. But if you look at the Texans, it was him and Clowney who really didn't want to do nothing. But
it was him, Vince.
Vince Wilfork for a while.
You had Whitney Merciless that was having a career because JJ was seeing all the double teams.
JJ was seeing all the double team. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you watch, and we could talk, you can talk shit all day, but if you watch some old Houston games, it was like JJ or bust, bro. Like, John Randall did, but John Randall not fucking with JJ though.
Well, when JJ had a quarterback, it was Deshaun, and they almost beat the Chiefs.
Kansas
And
Chiefs.
we know, and Bill O'Brien's poor clock management skills, game management skills, cost him that game. But
Bill O'Brien was trying to get back to England while he had jobs. And he was like, if I fuck up enough, I'll end back up with Bill somewhere.
Dude,
Hey,
Bill O'Brien, dog.
right. Hey, look at this though. So in JJ Watt's career, so his first 5 seasons he didn't miss a game. Then he started getting injured. So the next year he played 3 games, 5 games. He played a full season, 8 games, full season, 7 games, 16 games. Like if this dude had a career where he didn't have any injuries, he would have smashed. I'm telling you, smashed the freaking sack record.
Yeah.
Because this
And
dude,
longer.
he was Julius Peppers was consistent for longer.
Yeah, a long time.
He didn't have like the pinnacles of JJ Watt in his JJ Watt was a 3-time defensive
what do
player.
you call it? The flash in the pan, where you're just like, God damn.
Cool stat about my man Julius Peppers though, that he had 11 career interceptions. 11.
Yeah, he was crazy.
But you got to think about
it. Insane.
He a hooper, bros. He got the ups. He can if you.
But he would. When we talk about these either ors, we also have to make the point like Julius Peppers is no shade to him because he was incredible.
Yeah,
like Julius Peppers was fucking incredible. I'm talking about people used to use the Panthers on Madden just for him,
just for him. And see the thing
run around chasing him.
And it might be just the fact that my team played them in division for a while, so it was always a headache. It was always a fucking headache whenever you got Peppers coming off the edge and just fucking shit up. But with JJ, bro, like, don't get me wrong. Like, growing up in, living in Houston and watching the Texans, JJ was a different. Put like this. Sean Sherrod is listening here. Sean and Shotgun. I remember when that motherfucker got drafted, I was at their house in San Antonio watching. And and I remember when they picked JJ, I remember it was some groans and some moans because that was like around the same time Mark Ingram got drafted to the Saints. And I remember it was some people in there was like, because it was it Nick Fairley.
Nick Fairley with Auburn.
Yeah. And people they wanted Nick Fairley over JJ. And when they got JJ, it's like, who the fuck is this? And da. But
dude balled out.
Yeah, motherfucker came in and balled out.
He balled out. Both of these dudes ballers. Both of the dudes, one of the greatest, 2 of the greatest we've ever seen do it, especially in our generation. So that's the either or. Boogie hit him with the roll up and a switcheroo.
All right. So we're going. So that's our show, man. We're going ahead and we're going to close it out.
Let me hold up, Chris. Don't cut us off because we're going to close it out. Hey, Boogie, can I do your part real quick? Hey, I want all y'all, you know what I'm saying? Hit the like, subscribe, hit that motherfucking bell because you're going to grow the motherfucking show. Shout out to Tay Bands with a motherfucking Z at the end. We're going to get you at the like. And this is the only show that will shout you out. You know what I'm saying? Follow us all on all the Instagram, the Twitters. Y'all give them your shits, and I got a joke to end the show.
All right. If you look down, you'll see that our social medias are posted here. But if you're listening and you're listening through audio, you can follow us at Sports Sushi on Instagram.
Cut me off, Chris.
Don't cut us off, Chris. Sports Sushi, all one word on Twitter, or is it X now? I don't know. If you want to, Instagram is sports_sushi. You want to follow me as DJ Slow Boogie in all forms of social media. Sterling, where can they find you at?
At Furrow Sterling on Twitter, CeeLo.Huncho on the TikTok.
You already know that it is me, Russ J, a.k.a. Big 30 The Truth. Spell it out. You can find me on IG, Instagram, Twitter, all that. Before we close, I want to ask you guys a dad joke for today. How did 7 get the courage to ask 9 out on a date?
He ate her. 7 ate her?
Yes, 7 ate her.
No.
7 ate 9?
No. 7 got over 8. Yeah, bitches. It's Sports Sushi. We love you. Even if you don't love us. Let's go.
Basic.
Y'all like that, don't you?